Yep. All right, we're back.
We're back.
A little technical difficulty there.
Intermission.
I think we left off talking about.
So you were talking about Matisse Thybulle.
Yes.
Oh yes. To note, Matisse Thybulle can't fly to Toronto due to the fact that he's unvaccinated, and Toronto has strict vaccination rules not allowing anyone unvaccinated to even enter the country. So that's good. That's gonna be really tough.
That'll be tough for a Sixers Nets Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Oh,
get there.
Or
So
that Raptors. Fans, I mean.
But let's continue. All right, let's go Milwaukee, Chicago.
Milwaukee's
gonna win that one. Milwaukee's gonna win. I don't think they're gonna win.
I'll give
the
Bulls benefit of the doubt.
I think the Bulls get at least one in Chicago. I gotta go with the Bulls, man. I gotta give them at least one in Chicago. I know Milwaukee is.
I don't know.
100% taking.
Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, Bush. But I literally just asked Larry, and he told me personally that the Bucks are winning.
I hate
four.
this guy.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Dude.
And I think if anybody knows, it's old Larry OB right here. So
it's not even because I'm just being biased. The Bulls are a good team. Are they good against good teams? No. But I think they'll get one. I think they'll barely sneak by one in Chicago. And then I think it'll be the very first one they play in Chicago. Then the next two after that, the Milwaukee will go back, win it in Milwaukee, and move on to the next series.
See, I got Milwaukee sweeping. They swept them in the regular season, and the last two wins were by more than 20 points.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They blew them out.
So it's kind of hard for me to root against defending to even give Chicago a chance.
That's fair. That's honest. I mean. Yeah, the Bulls are not good against good teams this year. They're great against every other team apparently, but against good teams they just can't get it done. They either get blown out or lose close ones, and recently they've just been getting blown out by good teams. I mean, look, when we were last recording, they lost by like 20 something to the Ticks, and then before that they were losing probably to Milwaukee by a good 20 points as well. So if they just, I mean, the towards the end of the season they just kind of just took that step backwards. So I mean, if they sweep them, they sweep them. I get it, but I'm hoping they get one at least in Chicago.
Yeah, the Bulls are going to get fucking swept, but it'll be nice to see Benny the Bull back out there in some playoff action, and it'll be nice to hear Sirius being played in the United Center as they introduce a starting lineup.
Great
That's
song.
an undefeated intro song, but yeah, no, the Bulls are getting fucking swept.
All right.
I got Bulls in 5. I'm gonna give them the one. I'm gonna give them one game in Chicago. I feel like that's genuinely like. I think that's fair. In 4 straight games, I think the Bulls, with how sporadic they play, could take one. They could take one.
If Lonzo was in it, then I'd guarantee one. But since Lonzo is not playing, no.
If Lonzo's playing, I definitely think one. But without him, I'll slip one in just in case.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks are just a well-oiled machine, especially going into the playoffs, having chemistry with between their big three. So
Giannis is only getting better and better and better every year. So I mean, I get it. And it's playoff basketball. He elevates to another level. I mean, I know.
I will say about the Bucks.
Tice is loving to hear this, but
I will say about the Bucks in the 2 years now that our big three has been formed. This last like 2 months, month and a half stretch from the Bucks has been the like best prolonged stretch of like those three players combined playing together that I've seen in the last 2 years. So I think that's a good sign for the Bucks. I mean, like the big three is clicking the way that like we were expecting them to click when they first formed. But like now that it's happening a year or 2 years after they form, after already getting one championship, I think that's scary.
Right.
Again, a little biased though.
Fair point.
Every right to be. I mean, again, reigning champs. So
all right.
I mean, we got one of these, you know.
Let's move on to the next series here. Boston versus Brooklyn.
All right.
Boston.
All I know is I want to shout out the Bucks for giving us the 2 seed because I hate y'all so much for it. Like genuinely, y'all did that on purpose.
That was hilarious.
You have to play the Nets. I know that for a fact.
That man drew Bledsoe checked in for 8 seconds and got out of there.
Literally,
Hold on.
literally. But
Got that bag. Got that bonus.
even then, I'm not honestly. I have Boston winning. I think it's going to be a 7-game series. It's going to finish in Boston. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I think the biggest factor is how Boston's defense matches with the Nets' offense.
Yeah.
And I think genuinely with how Boston plays defense, and they're getting Robert Williams back, hopefully during this playoff stretch.
X factor right there.
That's the X factor. Robert Williams has been a paint protector and just a straight hustler along with Marcus Smart on the defensive end, not even including all the rest of how they've played on defense with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the rest of the squad. That team as a whole, getting Robert Williams back, I think they won't shut down the Nets. You can't shut down the Nets with Kyrie and KD.
You just
and with
simply
Ben
can't
Simmons
shut down
coming
those
in.
two. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's just you can't shut them down. But with how defensively efficient they are and just having a good offense in general, I think the Celtics will pull it out. Big FU to the Bucks for that, but they will pull it out. Genuinely.
Yeah, I got Celtics in 6.
I also have the Celtics in 6. Yep.
Wow.
I could see it going 7 though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, interesting.
I see you go at 7.
Like I said earlier, the Nets win when KD and Kyrie are putting in 48 minutes and playing incredibly efficient, and you can't replicate that. It can happen on one-off nights, but if you have 4 games in a week and you say, okay, you have to like go out and win 2 of those, I just don't think they can do it. I mean, it happened last year with the Nets, and obviously they lost Kyrie and James Harden was, playing hurt, but KD literally like 3 games in a row in that Bucks series played 48 plus minutes a game. I mean, he did not get subbed out. That's not sustainable. Like, they're a good team when that happens and KD is on, but I'm telling you, the first night that KD comes out there and starts 1 for 8 and, like they don't get off to that incredibly efficient start. I don't see them being a team that can sustain like adversity like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think they're deep enough. Now, if Ben Simmons comes back, that's the other thing. Is Ben Simmons like he could make his return mid Celtics series, so that could be a game changer. But right now, the state of the Nets right now, I'm not giving them a shot.
Wow.
Fair.
Personally, I got Nets in 7.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, at least I'm making it fair because I agree with you. This is going to be the most exciting, second most exciting first round matchup to watch. Kyrie and KD are probably an all-time duo. I would say, especially the way they're playing now. And personally, I'm really big on Kyrie. I think if he had a full season this year, I think he would have had an MVP caliber season.
I think so too.
Yep. Maybe another 50, 40, 90 caliber season, just because he's that crazy efficient and he can create and make his own shots whenever he wants to. But I will say that without and I give the series to the Nets because the Celtics don't have what's his name?
Robert Williams right now?
Yeah, because they don't have Robert Williams. And I see Drummond being able to outproduce the Al Horford. And so so that's kind of where I go with the Nets the slight advantage. But this series is going to be very, very close, and it really could either way.
Yeah, I think if the Ticks want to win it, they have to win it in 6. Because if it goes 7, I think KD just being KD and Kyrie just being Kyrie, they're gonna win it in 7.
Those guys are certified bucket getters, and if you give them 7 chances to win a game, they're gonna win at least 4 of them.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
No, I'll be the first to admit KD was literally like 1 shoe size away from single-handedly winning a game 7 last year in the playoffs. So if there's a guy who can put it all on his back and win a game 7 when it really comes down to it, it's definitely KD. But
and then you also add the guy that can also drop 40 for you playing the 1 on the team. So
it'll be interesting. I'm excited. That's definitely that's my series so far that I'm most excited for.
All right. Moving on to the West. I'm gonna leave the 1 seeds out of it because we don't know who they're playing yet. So no, sorry to myself and Dilly, I would love to talk about the Suns and the
That
Heat,
one seed love,
but,
fam. That
but
one
it's
seed
okay.
love.
Exactly. So moving on, let's get into Dallas versus Utah.
Dallas in 7.
I got Dallas in 7.
I'm gonna go Utah in 7.
Again, another young type MVP player, Luka, just like Jason Tatum, doing crazy things this year, coming into the playoffs hot. He got that last game of the season off, but I mean, it's not like he would have played much anyways. I don't know. I like the Jazz. Jordan Clarkson's having such a good year. Mike Conley having a good year. D Mitch, good year as always, Rudy, but I mean, Jazz have struggled more than they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as good. They're not as good of a team. Dallas is a better team. Spencer Dinwiddie getting traded to Dallas. He automatically helps it out. Dorian Finney-Smith is a dog. Tim Hardaway can shoot. So I don't know. I like the Mavs roster wise a lot better than
I think the only reason I'm saying Utah in 7 is because of, again, the playoff aspect of this is a whole different breed of superstars coming out to shine. And I think D Mitch can really have that series happen right off the bat. I think personally, one of my favorite people to watch in the playoffs is D Mitch. I think he can do it. I know has a very, very hefty task ahead of him being Luka Doncic, but I think it's possible. I think it has to be in 7 if Utah is going to win that series. But I think it's possible.
Oh yeah.
All right. Trev DiMaggio.
I like the Mavs in 7.
I'm taking Mavs in 6.
Mhm.
And I think that the reason why is because the thing that's really killing me with the Jazz is because I thought they'd be a much better defensive team. They're not horrible.
That's true.
I mean, they're still top 12. I think they're 11th in defensive efficiency.
How much of that is because of Rudy Gobert, though?
Yeah. And when you look at that roster, I'm like, they should be a top 5 defensive efficiency team. Like, they should be a top 5 defensive team, and they're not. And I don't think they have the offensive star power to match up with the Mavs. The Mavs have shooters all across the board. That roster is very young and I think very well put together, honestly. Luka's going to carry that team. As long as you have Luka, I genuinely think you have a chance to win. He is a young star. I think he's going to be running the league for years. I think when we talk about Mavs legends, I think he's going to be the one that we talk about more than Dirk at the end of his career, honestly.
Interesting.
And so when you have Luka on your team versus a Jazz team that is not performing to the level that they should, I'm going to take Mavs in 6.
Interesting. All right. I'm gonna say Jazz in 6, and I say that because one, I'm surprised none of you brought this up. Luka is injured currently, and there's uncertainty if he's gonna play.
I did forget about that.
If he's gonna play game 1, game 2, and we don't know how long it's gonna take him to get back. I'm gonna bet that he's gonna miss 1 game and then he'll be back. But that 1 game is going to be in Dallas. So I think with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, and I feel like Rudy Gobert gets overlooked offensively because he doesn't do a whole lot offensively. And I completely understand that, but it's one of those things about gravity and him attracting more people to him when he's in the paint, because I don't see anyone even being close to defend Rudy Gobert besides what is his name? Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell is the biggest defender on the Mavs, and even then, 1 defender isn't going to be enough to hold Rudy Gobert. And I think, and I already put D Mitch in that conversation with the the Luka, Trey, Jason Tatum.
Absolutely.
I put him in that conversation, and I feel like he's been doing that longer and sustained it longer in more playoff series than any of the young stars have. And I'm gonna take the experience over.
That's another reason exactly why I like watching D-Mitch play playoff basketball. Yep.
It'll be interesting. I think the point about Luka, I'm still taking the Mavs at 6 though. It's a funny thing. Even with that in mind, he misses the first game. I genuinely think he only misses one game. I agree. I think he only misses one game. They lose that game. The Mavs are still a better all-around team than the Jazz are. And I think I don't think the Mitchell take is bad, putting them in the same level. I can see where you're coming from. I personally don't, though. I think Luka and Jason Tatum are definitely on a tier above Mitchell at this point in their careers. Mitchell, if you were to ask me a year ago, 2 years ago.
Time out then. So where's D-Book in that conversation then?
I think D-Book's better than Mitchell. I think D-Book's on the same tier as Jason Tatum in the. I think D-Book honestly has been on that tier longer than they have.
Mm-hmm.
Luka is probably the best one out of all those, out of all 4 names we just named. Luka is the best one. I think if we're going to talk about the best players and what they've done with their career, it goes Luka, Devin, Tatum, Mitchell. Genuinely, I think that's how it works. Mitchell just has been consistent with how good he's been. Jason Tatum and Luka, I feel like, are only getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin Booker's been that guy. I think the fact that the Suns are winning now, people are starting to see it, but Devin Booker's always been that go-to bucket getter.
Yep.
And has always
7
been
like
good.
what, 19?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's been that guy. So yeah, I think yes, Mitchell's a great player. Luka is just that much better though. I genuinely feel. I feel like after he comes back, he could win 4 straight against the Jazz, and I won't question it. He could lose the first 2 and then win 4 straight, and I wouldn't question it because he's that good of a player.
Interesting.
Real quick before we go in this, I just saw that DeJounte Murray has 3 fouls in the first half already. So
tough.
Wow.
All right. Getting into the next playoff series we got here. We got Golden State versus Denver.
Warriors in 5.
Yeah.
Denver in 7.
Really?
Oh, what? Who said that?
Denver in 7.
No, I'm just kidding. I was just kind of, at first I was like, interesting, but kind of the same situation with Steph and Luka. I mean, Steph might even miss the first 2 games,
Yeah.
I think that team without Steph right now is still good enough to beat the Nuggets in 5.
The Nuggets are just another one of those teams where we'd be talking about them totally differently.
I feel like here's the
thing. But the state of the Nuggets right now, it's the Jokic show, and he cannot do it all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think
Thompson and here's Jordan Poole.
I think Jordan Poole right now, just playing at the level that he's at currently, can lead that Golden State team without Steph Curry alongside Clay and win games consistently. Jordan Poole is a star arising right in front of our eyes, and he's only getting better.
Put some respect on Andrew Wiggins. That's the one when Curry's not in.
Andrew Wiggins is actually
fuck it. That's the one with Curry in.
Andrew Wiggins actually, when playing with Golden State, has opened my eyes significantly more than any other team he's played on. So
I cannot rest until people stop sleeping on Andrew Wiggins.
I will say, I agree. I think Golden State gets it done in 5. Denver's just there's too injury prone right now. No Michael Porter Jr., no Jamal Murray, and your starting point guard is Facu Campazzo, and it's just not going to be enough. I love Jokic dearly, but Golden State is just a better oiled machine coaching wise, and I think they play better together.
Can somebody fill me in here? Where is Jamal Murray? Because if I'm not mistaken, he got hurt right after the bubble ended, right?
Yes.
So
Jamal Murray,
he's been out for a year and a half.
So Jamal Murray about mid-season was looking to play and come back, start getting his minutes back in his role. But I don't know what it was, but it was purported that there was a setback in his injury and it was going to be delayed by months. So
and he was supposed to go play in the G League, I believe, for a few games to come back. However, he still hasn't played any minutes in the G League because of that setback.
That dude is so good. It's just a shame. I feel like we've been missing him for like a Derwin James amount of time,
Yeah, literally.
No, it is. No. That is a great comparison as far as that, because
Jamal Murray is a certified bucket getter as well, and it just sucks not.
I think Jamal Murray, when like fully healthy, is on like a Trae Young level of like young point guard.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
Oh, hot take.
I definitely
Really?
agree.
I don't think it's a hot take.
On a Trae level. Timeout. Can we acknowledge what Trae Young's done? He led the league in most assists and most points by a player single-handedly. Now, I don't think Jamal Murray is the 100% source of offense for the Nuggets like that. He can get his own buckets. He can make some passes, but he is not the source of offense for the Nuggets.
If he were to come back on the same foot he left on, though.
Right.
Yeah.
If you were to come back on the same foot,
that's kind of what I'm basing that take off of.
Yeah.
Even then, I'm putting him at a D-Mitch level. I'm not putting him on a
Do you
Trae
think
level
Trae Young is on a higher level than Donovan Mitchell?
Yes, Trae Young is on a higher level than Donovan.
Is Trae Young on the same level as Luka and Jason Tatum?
Yes.
I think that's a hot take.
Is Ja?
I think that's a hot take.
Ja, I think he's getting there. I think he's getting there. I don't think he's developed the playmaking ability, but that is going under the works because he is also one of the smartest point guards in the league, and he'll figure that out. So I have complete trust in Ja that he'll figure out how to make his teammates better.
Yeah. I'm hyped to see Ja in the playoffs.
That kid's an athlete. That kid's just an athlete.
So hyped to see Ja in the playoffs. That's going to be so much fun.
But going back to the Jamal Murray thing, if we had to make tier lists, I'm putting it as tier 1, Trae, Ja, Luka, Jason Tatum, and D-Book as the best young five in the league right now. And then below that, it can be Jordan Poole, Jamal Murray, D-Mitch, Tyler Hero.
Put Jordan Poole in the same tier as them?
He had a breakout year, didn't he not?
He did.
Saya, would you put LaMelo in that tier with Hero and Mitch?
Yes. I'd put him there.
I think you should. But
I'd put him there.
That brings me to something that I've seen recently with the emergence of Jordan Poole and the lack of big men on the Warriors. Did you guys see that Cowherd fucking thing where like they were talking about trades?
It was fucking retarded.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw.
But no, I like that. I like that trade. I like that trade because
I love that trade.
Yeah, because so for the viewers who don't know what we're talking about, Colin Cowherd suggested that the Lakers and the Warriors make a team swap, and it will make a player swap, and that would be Anthony Davis and some picks or whatever for
it'd be Anthony Davis and I believe one pick for
Klay Thompson and James
Wiseman.
Again,
I believe it also another pick.
No, maybe
again
in a swap there.
The details don't matter that much, but the meat and potatoes of that trade is pretty much Klay Thompson for Anthony Davis. And that fits way better because Klay Thompson's aging. Even though he's a great player, he's aging and he's coming off of 2 big injuries. Jordan Poole is a young guy who broke out this year and looks like he can easily take the starting role and do just as good as Klay did. And not to mention, he's a longer defender. He's slightly more athletic than Klay was. So you're not really losing anything in that.
And
I
you're
feel like
gaining
they're looking
Anthony
for a
Davis,
big
who is
man.
literally a top 3 big man when healthy.
Exactly.
So, what? No. Say what you want.
When healthy, AD is top 3.
When healthy, he's top 3. I feel like
when
that's
healthy is when
Who are you putting him over then? Because the top 3 big men are Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. Who are you putting him over? Exactly.
I'm gonna say
AD healthy. Yep.
I'm gonna say if anyone drops, it'll be Embiid.
Genuinely.
Because and I say that because Anthony Davis can put on a show offensively and match a similar Joel Embiid type of scoring. He's done that before, and we've seen him do that. But the thing that separates the two of them is, I think Anthony Davis is, I would say, like times 4, times 5 more athletic than Joel Embiid is. So you get more athleticism, more speed, more switchability, versatility on the defensive end with adding Anthony Davis. Now, again, we haven't seen Anthony Davis do this in a long time, but what we have seen him do in his career when he is that good and when he is that healthy is those expectations.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about that like trade proposal is I don't think it would really help the Warriors out too much unless they also go and get a true 5. Because Anthony Davis, he doesn't like to play the true 5. He's not as dominant when he's playing the true 5. And you could play him at the 4, but then you're still looking for a 5, and you still got Draymond Green.
Hey, watch this. Put Draymond at the 5, David Davis at the 2, Wiggins at the 3, Poole at the 2, Wiggins at the 3, Poole at the 2, Curry at the 1. That fixes everything. Or you can switch around Anthony Davis and
I feel like Draymond at the 5 is just not like a sustainable style of basketball.
You look at the Celtics,
it worked for them in that final series, but
you look at the Warriors, they don't play with a true 5. They play small ball majority of the time anyways. So Anthony Davis is going to play defensively more as a true 5, but he's not going to play the role offensively as a true 5.
All of them Warriors championship teams, though, had a true 5, and they were a lot bigger. All the Warriors championship teams, though, had a true 5. At least one. They had JaVale McGee.
Looney.
They had Andrew Bogut. They had Zaza Pachulia. I mean, those.
But that wasn't their main lineup when you looked at how they ran their
team. Bogut was a true starter.
Bogut was a true starter.
Bogut was a true starter. Bogut, that one, yes, Bogut. But after Bogut, JaVale McGee was not part of their main lineup. It was not part of like the reason why they were winning games. He was coming in every once in a while, making a splash play and playing some good defense. Like that was it. That was it for JaVale. Like when they needed to.
I look at Anthony Davis though, and I think without a doubt the best stretch of his career was that short time where he and Boogie were teamed up in New Orleans and they were both healthy, playing at like all-star levels. I think that was the best Anthony Davis played in his entire career. So like I feel like you should be trying to replicate that with Anthony Davis. Pair him with a fucking like paint dominant big, like a true 5, to let him kind of be the more like, spread out, like high post 4, because I feel like that's where he's most effective. I feel like he would not like struggle, but I just don't think you would be maximizing the potential of Anthony Davis if you got him and played him at a true 5.
See, but what you're not realizing is the fact that Anthony Davis may not play well at a true 5, but the way he would play in Steve Kerr's system, moving the ball around, making the first open pass, swinging the ball to the next shooter to pass up a good shot for a great shot is in my eyes a better way of use for Anthony Davis, because when you start moving the ball around, cut lanes get to open, and as the biggest guy on the floor for them, he's gonna be the number 1, number 2 cut guy, and Draymond, Curry, Poole, Wiggins are all good to great passers. So I don't have a worry about him not getting the ball enough in opportunities of him being able to score.
Yeah. It's definitely an intriguing trade proposal, but
For sure.
the other thing, and probably the most obvious thing, is Warriors fans would literally charge Oracle Arena with pitchforks and torches if they traded Klay Thompson. But
that's the
yeah,
biggest.
no, it's definitely
100%.
interesting. But boys, we are getting close to 2 hours on this episode, so I think this is a good time to put a bow on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could put a bow on it.
Bet.
Mhm.
Next week, next
Good
Tuesday
probably.
is when the video will come out. Will be that mock draft special. What?
But
Inching closer and
It'll be
closer to that.
lit.
We'll have some certified playoff action under our belts by next episode too.
Yeah.
So should be a good one. This
Yeah.
was a good one.
This was a great one.
for sure, always is.
Hey, attaboys.
Sure.
Hey,
Boys.
sir.
Well, yeah. All right. I'm Big Teist. This is Lunch Table. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe. We'll catch
Catch ya.
y'all next time.
Sure.
All right.